Hey guys, you're back with Welcome to the K. I'm Shine with Sun. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Chelsi from Whole Health Strength and Fitness. I'm a personal trainer in downtown Galt. I have my own studio, which is Whole Health Strength and Fitness. We just opened up April 1st, so because of the pandemic, we're not really running yet, but we will be soon.
That's amazing. What got you into love of working out?
So while I was in high school, I was really overweight, unhealthy, and I didn't really exercise, and I made excuses with my teachers to not participate. But long story short, I ended up getting kicked out of that high school, went to a new school, and one of my teachers there just got tired of my excuses one day and actually made me participate in gym class. She stayed right by my side. We went outside for a run, and yeah, for me that was the first thing that I actually tried at, put effort into, and it made me feel good, and it was the first thing that showed me that I have potential and I can do more than what I was currently doing. And from that day I just completely made a full 180, and I started exercising almost every day, spending a lot of time in nature, eating really healthy, and made it my mission to inspire other people in the same way that teacher was able to inspire me. And since that day, that's what I've been doing. It hasn't stopped being the way I've been living since.
Which teacher, if you don't mind me asking?
So I went to, I was at Doyle, and I got kicked out, and I went to a school in Brantford because my parents actually moved as a way to try and get me away from who I was hanging out with. So I went to St. John's College, and the teacher's name was Miss Elliott. She's still a teacher there, and since graduating and leaving that school, I have seen her when I went to St. Benedict's, which is where I met you. So after that teacher inspired me, I willingly chose to leave that school that I was at so I can surround myself by new friends and new people. And I went to a new school, which was St. Benedict's. Joined so many sports teams there. I was on rugby, cross country, and wrestling. And while I was on the cross country team, I actually seen that teacher at one of the meets, so I reconnected with her there, and I told her my story, why I left that school and what I was doing and how I was so active now, and how she inspired me. And since graduating college, she actually now has me going into that school, and I teach phys ed classes there as a boot camp special guest instructor, which is pretty cool because I'm teaching the grade 11 female fitness classes as the special guest, and that was the class and the grade that totally changed my life. So it's pretty cool that she's brought me back in as a guest now to try and have that impact that she had on me and share my story with her new students.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a really touching story that one teacher impacted you that much.
Yeah. I guess I've had this conversation with I've been having this conversation more and more with people, and I guess not a lot of people really experience that aha, breakthrough moment, especially not at that young of an age. I was just, I guess, really lucky to have a teacher or someone in my life that really cared about me and wanted to show me that I could do more, because a lot of people, because I was such a hard ass and I just caused a lot of trouble, a lot of people just didn't want to deal with me, so they let me get away with doing slacking and not actually trying. And that was the first person to be no, you need to step up your game, you can do more and it's time. So yeah, it was really nice to have that person in my life and have her still be in my life. It's pretty cool.
I feel the same way too, because one of the teachers at Benny's, he actually inspired me to keep going. He saw potential. I remember grade 12, we were telling him oh, I'm still gonna do media later on. And he's no, keep going. If you want to go do more school, go do more school. And I actually reconnected with him a few months ago, just saying oh, if you know any students or anything that want to get interviewed from the high school, I'd love to. I'm you inspired me so much to continue what I do, and I learned so much from you. And he actually remembered me, and I was oh.
It's nice.
Yeah, I was oh my god, because I
don't think they recognize the impact that they have on you either. I know the teacher that changed my life, when I went back and told her, she didn't believe it. She had no idea. And she loves hearing my story because she didn't know what I was up to. She didn't know what my plan was that day. I wasn't going to participate in gym class. I was just going to go to like the park and smoke weed. I didn't want to be doing anything fitness related. And she didn't know that that was my intention, and she didn't know that I was lying to her all the time about not having gym clothes and all of that. So it was nice for her too to recognize like that she was able to change my life and help me. And I'm sure the same, like your teacher probably experienced it similar.
He did a lot, and just like crazy, because like I emailed him again and I was like, yeah, if you know anybody that's interested or you know they have talent, let me know. I mean, like everyone has talent, but like I don't know, he like saw from my class who was going to like continue doing media, like me and this other friend that I had. He just knew that we were going to continue, and then we were going to like shine in, and like I don't know how he could tell, but he saw it. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, it's really cool. And he said that now 4 years later, he actually said like, yeah, I'll let you know anybody, and I'll like love for you. I don't know, maybe I could come in. I don't know.
I know.
Guest speaker.
Yeah, I've been a guest speaker at St. Benedict's, so it is part of Cambridge. I'm part of a board of education, like Speakers Bureau. It's all volunteer based, but depending like what you do as a professional, you can come in as a professional for the like your field of work, and go into like the classrooms and educate the students about what you do and like how they can get there. So it's part of like an education career program. So it's for grade 11 and 12 students that are looking into going to college and university, and maybe they're not really sure about what they want to do yet. They have professionals from all realms, like all different industries, come in to educate the students on like the steps to get to where the professionals now are at. So I went into St. Benedict's into one of the health and nutrition classes, and I talked about how I got to where I am, and I shared it with the students. So definitely it's something you could do too. I'll share that information with you later.
Yes, please. That sounds so cool to like help inspire other youngsters, because I didn't really like hang out with like, yeah, I had like a good crowd, but like I don't know, just like I felt like I was like some people that I knew were more motivated than other people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's normal. That's everywhere. Even now as an adult, that still happens.
Yeah, like I'm still very motivated, and then like some of my friends are just like motivated in like their field too, which is great, and like I like to push my friends to keep doing what they love.
What they're doing, yeah.
What healthy lifestyle do you live by?
Like my motto, kind of?
Yeah, like your motto, or like maybe like even your weekly plans, or like what you decide to eat like in the week, or something that you have to go by, like so you feel like, you know, you're being healthy, and you feel like, you know.
So I guess it would be more of my motto. I don't have any like particular practice in place that like or like way of eating. I don't meal prep or anything myself. I personally believe in living like a healthy, balanced lifestyle, and I know that fitness and health is one thing, and like eating healthy will get you very far and help you feel good, but most of what will make you feel the best is the internal work. So focusing on mindset, and that would be the one thing that's in my day-to-day practice that I never let go of. Is every morning I carve out time in the morning for me for an hour to do different things that help me feel good, whether that be dancing, meditating, journaling, listening to some YouTube podcast that's about positivity and inspiration, because you can exercise and eat healthy as much as you want, but if you're still suffering with like depression, anxiety, and like negative self-talk, and you're really hard on yourself, you're still not going to be happy even as your body starts to transform. So mindset and personal development is a huge part of my life, and that's something that I practice daily. Naturally, I am a healthy eater. I don't follow any specific diet. I'm not keto. I'm not flexible dieting. Diet is definitely like not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's very individual. I've been trying many different diet plans for years to find what works for me, and because I love food so much, which is why I was overweight most of my life, I found for me personally the most effortless way for me to feel healthy, lose weight, and be confident and energized is for me to follow intermittent fasting. So I don't eat breakfast until noon. I start my day with just coffee. Sometimes if I'm really hungry, I'll have a fruit, but I don't eat my first meal until 11 or noon, and then that's what helps me. It's not for everyone. Some people don't eat enough, so they need to eat breakfast, but I believe in living a healthy, balanced life, so I don't deprive myself in any particular way. I don't follow any specific diet plan. I don't workouts, yes, I go through phases where I rotate different workouts so that my body can continue to adapt to new stimulation and keep changing towards my goals. But the one thing that is a staple in my day-to-day life is my personal development work, because no matter how much you exercise or how healthy you eat, if you're suffering mentally and you are going through depression, anxiety, and really low self-esteem, then all that exercise and nutrition is not really going to take you very far, because you're still hurting on the inside. So I make time every morning for me to do things that lift up my spirits and help me feel good about myself, whether that be dance, meditation, journaling, listening to YouTube, like inspirational videos. I make time every morning to do something to make me feel good about myself in my own skin, and that's something that I recommend everyone to do, because like I said, no matter how much exercise you're doing and how healthy you're eating, if you're not happy with yourself and you're in a heavy negative place, then all of that work isn't going to get you very far without you taking the time to actually connect within and do things that make you feel good about yourself. In regards to diet though, from my personal experience, what works best for me is intermittent fasting, only because I love food so much, and that's why I've been overweight most of my life. I can eat and eat and eat even if I'm not hungry. So for me to feel best about myself and to actually see my body transform towards like the goals that I have for myself, I don't eat breakfast until noon, because that's about anywhere from 300 to 500 calories less a day that I'm eating then, which actually gives my body the amount of food that I need and not have me in a surplus. So it leaves me feeling energized because I'm eating just enough. I'm eating when I'm hungry, and I eat healthy food, eating vegetables and protein in every meal, and lots of fruits and vegetables. And I don't believe in restricting your diet, so I leave space for me to enjoy myself by having ice cream and baked goods when I want them. It's just not all the time, like in moderation. And exercise, you were asking how often I exercise. I am a very active person, so I am moving every day. But as for workout programs, my workout programs are anywhere from 4 to 5 days a week. And then usually on a 6th day, I'll have like an optional cardio. So right now, I'm exercising 5 days a week with like intense weight training and cardio. And then my 6th day, I'll go for a bike ride or I'll go for a jog, something fun. But I'm walking every day. Like I have Jersey and we go for hikes daily. I think movement is super important. Movement is what changed my life so much. So for me, it's a way for me to connect back to myself. And when I move my body, I feel better. I have more energy, and it just makes me feel good overall. So I move every day. I recommend people to move every day, even if it's just going for a walk in your neighborhood. It will make a big difference, especially if you're not active now. Just by doing that a few times a week will help you start to feel better, feel more energized, and make you want to be more active naturally.
That's amazing. What's your favorite song to work out at? Like any song?
I don't have any song in particular that I love to work out to. There's actually, okay, so when I love working out to drum and bass. Drum and bass is like my favorite kind of music. It's just like very like home for me. Like it feels like roots. If you don't know drum and bass, it has a lot of like dub and reggae influence and rap in it, and I listened to all that music growing up. So like when drum and bass comes on, it just like really gets me going. But sometimes I have like the most killer workouts when I like throw on some like old school like throwbacks that I used to listen to in high school, like some Lil Wayne and like Chris Brown, T.I. and Rihanna and stuff like that. But like music that I listened to back in the day that I can just like sing and get like really into it, like really gets me
going.
Very intense workout that way. Yeah.
What do you?
Drum and bass.
Good. That's nice, because like I always feel like if you have like uplifting music, it helps you
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Like it
I
also,
notice a difference. Like some days if I just put in like some house music or like a random like rock mix, it doesn't get me as into it. But when I have like music that I'm like, yeah, like
yeah, cool.
fuck yeah, then I'm like right into it. I feel the difference and I can see the difference. Like it almost feels like I'm unstoppable if I put on the right soundtrack.
What do you like doing when you're not like working out?
Mm-hmm. I like a lot of things. I'm very creative. Being a business owner, I guess it comes natural to me. But I like sewing. I went through this phase where I was making costumes from scratch for events that I go out to. So I like practicing arts. I've slowly started getting back into painting. I love cooking. I love hiking. I like kayaking, going on bike rides, camping. I like doing a lot of like active stuff and creative stuff. I would identify as a very creative and active person. So my hobbies are based around that, but I also like reading. If I'm reading books, they're more like self-help books, so books that are very positive and about mindset, that help me, that provide me with tools to help myself more as well. So ongoing learning in my spare time.
That's amazing. That's good, because like I always feel like if you're very active, then like you're never going to be sad. Like I feel like if you're very active, it like boosts your hormones. Right?
It does. Like I wouldn't necessarily say that like you're never going to be sad. We're human, so no matter what you do, you're always going to have your days where you're just feeling down and probably feeling like worthless and like you're not enough or whatever. That's human. That happens to everyone no matter what you do, and we can't stop that. For me, that's another one of my mottos of like the balance in life. I believe that like the yin and yang, and like there's chaos and order and positive and negative in every situation. So it depends what you focus on mostly, and definitely being active and having like the increase in serotonin definitely helps you feel better overall. So it's easier to focus on the more positive things in life when you are taking care of yourself and you are being active. But by no means does that mean that you won't have like your bad days, because we all will, and it's inevitable. You can't prevent it, you can't stop it. I listen to a lot of different like influencers, and one thing that I heard once that I really, really liked is you don't think your thoughts come to you. It's how you react to them that you're in control of. So you don't know what you're going to think 5 minutes from now. It kind of just comes to you.
Yeah,
and you can't control that. So when you have a negative thought, it's not that you necessarily brought that thought on. That thought just came to you, and how that, like, once that thought comes to you, it's your reaction to that thought that will change your day. So if you get stuck in that thought, and that thought spirals you into like a negative thought, more negative thoughts, then you're going to have a bad day. But if that thought comes to you and you can recognize that's just a thought, that's not true, that's not who I am. Like, yeah, I felt and I had that negative thought, but that's not me, and you can kind of practice non-attachment to it, then you'll have better days, because you're not reacting in a negative way to those thoughts that are happening. But yeah, definitely it's human, and we're all going to have those thoughts, and we're all going to have those days. Like, overall, you might be able to not attach to your thoughts, but there's going to be times where like enough is enough and you can't help it, and you're going to end up in like a very downward spiral, and you might just be on your couch all day crying, and that's okay.
If you weren't doing like having your own like business, being a personal trainer, what would you think that your career would be?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I love what I do too much, and I am a personal trainer. That is like the majority of my business is around like fitness, and like I offer one-on-one training, small group, boot camp. I have nutrition services that I offer, but because of how I feel about like mental health and mindset and empowerment of each individual, being an entrepreneur has also allowed me to expand on my business. So not only do I do personal training and nutrition, again, coming back to whole health, strength and fitness, I focus on all of health, like whole health. So I also actually run empowerment retreats. I ran my first one in Costa Rica in January this year. It was a woman empowerment retreat where we did ceremonies every night. We did meditation every day. We had fitness, yoga, and workshops daily around confidence and how to journal, how to like get into like more positive thinking patterns, and how to really like start tackling how you're thinking and getting out of like a place of darkness and stepping more into your power. Okay, yes. So this was my first time running the retreat in Costa Rica, but I've been doing mindset work now for 3 years. I've been a personal trainer for this March was 5 years now. I'm going into I'm in my 5th year as a trainer. And 3 years ago, I started my own program called Journey to Self-Love. and it was a woman-based program as well. Just so happens that that tends to be the demographic of people that are more drawn to me. It was inclusive to all sexes, but only women signed up, which is why I made the Women Empowerment Retreat following that program. But that program was very similar. I had special guests come in talking about like using your voice to step into your power, using dance as a way to express your emotions and how you're feeling, lots of work on meditation. We actually had a segment where we went outside in nature and like we took off our shoes and practiced different grounding exercises where we were like touching the trees and like holding them. And yeah, so being an entrepreneur, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't, because that's all I want to do. And I love like the freedom I have with being an entrepreneur, and how like, since I'm not just working in a gym, I'm not only limited to being a personal trainer. Like I'm able to, as a business owner, expand from that and encompass all things that have helped me and are important to me, and use them as tools to help all of my clients.
That's amazing. How do people sign up? So if any girls want to sign up for this program, what do they have to do?
So you can follow me on Instagram. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. I'm very active on social media. I have 2 different platforms. One is like at Whole Health SF, just because strength and fitness is really long for that, or Whole Health Chelsi. You can also go to my website, www.wholehealthsf.com. I have a contact form there where you can just reach out to me. And my new website is going to be having a platform on there where you can sign up directly for programs. So if you wanted to sign up and it was already featured on my website, you could just sign up directly through there as well without even contacting me. Most people though, because the type of work that I do is very personal, I don't have people just sign up being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and they just do it. Typically someone like, if someone's interested in one of my programs, whether it be personal training or my retreats or workshops that I host, typically there's a lot of questions because the work is so personal. People want to get to know me on a personal level, so they ask me questions about myself. Typically they might come in or have a phone call with me just to get to know me a little better, and so I can get to know them a little better to see if it is a good match. So depending, if you're like, fuck yeah, this girl, like I want to do her program, then sign up on my website. But if you want to get to know me a little more and a little bit more about what I do, then you can reach out to me through email or through my social media platforms.
Is there any personal trainers that you follow right now?
No, not necessarily. Like there's people on YouTube that I really look out to because of like their experience and their specialties. One of my favorite YouTubers, he's a physiotherapist and a strength training coach. I've learned so much from him about like proper form and like moving through range of motions and like safe lifting, because my training is based around strength training. I follow him a lot. His name is Athlenex on YouTube. He's phenomenal, like so good at what he does. And there's a few other people that I follow too, like Omar Yusuf. I've listened to him for different form as well to help me teach my clients. And I've taken a lot of courses where I've worked with other trainers, and as a trainer you have to take ongoing courses. Every 2 years you have to have taken a course to be able to keep your certificate going. So I'm constantly staying educated, but there's not any like personal trainers that I know on a personal level that I follow. If I follow anyone the most, it would be Athlenex, Omar Yusuf, Untamed Strength. Like there's a few YouTubers that are really like well known and really good at what they do that I follow. I haven't really found a trainer that I know that I can look up to in that way yet. I don't know. There are a lot of good trainers who get really good results with their clients, but I don't feel like all trainers are in it for the right reasons. So I kind of step to my own rhythm in that way, I guess.
Any advice you want to give other people that are getting into like healthy fitness or just in general?
I guess take your time. It's not a race, and it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I feel like a lot of people start a healthy lifestyle expecting to see results right away, and that doesn't happen. It takes time, and you want it to take time, because if you rush into it and you make too much change right away, it's not going to last. It will be a quick fix, and then you're just going to be in this like ongoing never-ending spiral of changing and then going back and changing and going back. So just take it day by day, one step at a time, make small changes. I usually recommend my clients to make one change, follow it for a few weeks until that change becomes consistent, and then we talk about another change that they can make to help them get closer. That's the most ideal way to actually create lasting change and create a healthy lifestyle, not just reach a body that you want. And it will take more time, but it will last longer. And to me, that's more important for many reasons. Like even physiologically, if you rush into things, it will throw your hormones off whack. If you do things slowly, it gives your body the time to adapt, and it's not overwhelming for you. It's more realistic, it's more easy to attain. And yeah, if you're not sure about what you're doing, reach out to someone that you look up to in the industry and someone that you can trust, and do your research, and just don't be so hard on yourself because nothing happens overnight.
Where can fans follow you?
I'm on Instagram and on Facebook. That's it.
And any last words you'd like to say before we go?
Any last words I would like to say? I guess be kind to yourself and know your why. Don't just jump into something because you feel like you have to. Really connect to the feeling associated to whatever motivation you're having. So rather than just being like, I need to lose weight, I'm going to join a gym, connect back to that feeling as to why you need to lose weight. What will losing weight change for you? Because typically it's not actually the goal that we want to reach, it's the feeling that's associated with that goal. So if you think by losing weight it will make you more confident, it will make you happier, then it's not necessarily losing weight that you need. It's like integrating that feeling of more happiness into your life now, and it will help you get to that goal of losing weight a lot faster as well, because you're already going to integrate the emotions attached with that ideal that you have in your mind in the present.
That's amazing. But thank you for being on Welcome to the Cave today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.